Welcome to Hampton Roads Perspectives, a public service of Odyssey. Weekly conversations about events and people making a difference in our community.
Good morning, Dale Murray here. Welcome to another powerful installment of Hampton Roads Perspectives. If you still picture grandmothers as a quiet figure in rocking chairs, flipping through old photo albums, think again. In 2026, grandma means momentum. It means mentorship. It means running businesses, mastering technology, traveling the world, and yes, still baking those cookies, maybe while live streaming the recipe. This morning, we're spotlighting a movement reshaping what it means to be a grandmother across our region and beyond. It's called Grandmas2.0, and it's helping women embrace a modern, holistic, purpose-driven life. My guest is the founder of this empowering brand, Dr. Marsha McLean, known affectionately as Dr. Marsha. Welcome to the program, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Murray. I appreciate it.
Did I accurately say, Dale? Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, we're real informal around here. This ain't the bank.
Thank you, Dale. Right. This is not the bank.
It's not the bank. Yeah.
Okay.
But did I set that up now?
Yes, very nicely.
Okay.
Very nicely. Right. I appreciate that. Yeah,
Talk to me about Grandma 2.0. It's a catchy name.
Thank you.
It sparks my curiosity. Take us inside the vision beyond the statement.
Okay. So when I first started this, it was a mission of love, right? I was a grandma, and it was also about changing perspective about who grandmas are today. Yeah. Because when I first found out that I was going to be a grandma, first I was shocked. Once I got over the shock, I'm like, now wait a minute. I don't want the baby to call me grandma, because grandma conjures up these visions of old women. Nobody wants to be an old anything, right? First of all. But we don't want to be an old woman like decrepit, bent over, wearing muumuus and stuff like that. I'm like, that is not me. I'm too fly for that. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Call me mama.
Right. Okay. No. Here's what I said. Nana. Call me grand diva. Okay. Right. Not grandma, but grand diva.
Okay.
And how many syllables is that? A baby can't say that. Anyway, so then I decided, I guess I'm going to let him call me whatever he wants to call me. So, right, so of course, when you get a grandchild, all that perspective changes. Now, I didn't make him call me grand diva. But this whole movement is really about helping women to realize that their life is not over.
Right.
This grandma movement could be your second chapter. For some, it could be their third chapter, right? And what we do, it's an opportunity. The way I saw this is a golden opportunity to do all the things that maybe we didn't do before because we were raising children. And I like to say raising husbands or significant others or whatever.
Yeah.
But we weren't focusing on ourselves. So this is our time now. If your kids are grown, they're out of the house, this is your time to do some things you want to do. So that's really what the movement is about. It's about self-care, self-focus, but not selfish.
Yeah.
There's a difference, right? In being selfish. It's about caring for yourself, finally having the time for you to do you, as they say. So that's what it's about. Yeah.
So it's not just about an attitude. It's built on a multidimensional wellness framework.
Yes. And I'd love to tell you a little bit more about that framework. So this framework is research-based.
Okay.
And it came out from this woman named Peggy Swarbrick. And she didn't do it for grandmas. That wasn't really what it was about. It was about a way of looking at your wellness from different perspectives, right? And when she designed it, she is a social worker, has a social worker background, and she designed it for people who were substance abusers because she was saying that they were not well in every aspect of their life, and that's why they ended up where they were. And so this wellness is about dimensions of wellness, and it's about your spiritual wellness, it's about your emotional wellness, it's about your social wellness. It's even about your physical wellness. Many times when we think of wellness, we think of the physical part of it.
Yeah.
But it's much more than that. It's even about your intellectual wellness. Are you continually stimulating your brain? Because there's some research out there that talks about how a person, when they get a certain age, there's something called cognitive decline.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that their brain is they're not using their brain as much as they used to, or they may not be able to. That could lead to dementia and then all kinds of other things. And so it's all about really taking care of yourself right? First, because as they say when you get on an airplane, make sure you can, take care of yourself. You get your seatbelt on and do all those things self, and then you take care of the other person, if it's whoever is with you. So that's really what it's about. It's about putting yourself first.
Okay, so it's about thriving.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Thriving.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And some of us haven't had a chance to do that because, again, we take care of everybody else first.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thriving without feeling overwhelmed.
Yes, and not feeling selfish about it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I was looking over the pillars.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that stood out is the technology aspect of it.
Yes.
In a world that moves online, staying tech savvy isn't just optional; it's empowerment.
Oh yes. It's a definite.
So why do you? So why is digital literacy so critical for grandmothers today, and how does your program help them stay connected and confident online?
So, remember I was talking earlier about the dimensions of wellness. I added the technology wellness because when Swarbrick came up with these different dimensions, technology maybe wasn't important, at that time. But I think it's so important now because, number one, it helps you stay in touch with your people. Because grandparents are, there's a lot of long distance kind of relationships with grandparents and their grandchildren.
Right.
So it's a way to stay connected. I have a 5-year-old grandson who loves to FaceTime me every day.
Yeah,
and when he FaceTimes me, he wants to put on a movie. So he's already tech savvy, right?
Yeah. He's trying to keep up.
Exactly, right. And then the children will, grandchildren will also help you learn how to use the technology as well. And so, but it's a way to stay connected with them. And it's also a way for you to manage your own life because now at the touch of a finger, you can do all sorts of things on your computer, especially with AI.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, I was just talking to my sister on the phone and she was talking about, I created a new logo for Grandmas2.0. I'm like, well, I didn't ask you for that. But what she created was like a grandma as a superhero.
Okay.
Right? And she did it digitally. So it's so important to say. And then it's also important, technology wellness is important because there's so many scammers out here and they target seniors.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
And so you have to know what's happening and what the signs are. And you cannot put blinders on when it comes to technology and say, oh, well, I remember, because I'm also a professor, a college professor. And I remember when we first started doing classes online and the students would say, well, I don't know how to get online. And my children told me they don't want me online. They don't want me on Facebook. Well, I'm sorry, but you have to know how to do these things for yourself. So we do webinars and things like that around technology just so that grandmas will understand how it works. We try to teach them. I had an intern recently who put together a guide. It was like Grandma's Guide to AI. And then she did one for technology, basic things like how to use your phone, how to send a text message, how to do FaceTime on your phone, things like that grandmas need to know how to do. It's more than just finding a recipe, but it's also about, staying connected with the world as well. Yeah. Yes. So it's really important.
You stay connected or you be left behind.
Exactly.
You won't be relevant if you aren't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's bring it on home. July 23rd was National Gorgeous Grandma's Day.
Yes.
Yeah. Talk to us about that.
Oh, my God. So I didn't know that when I first started this movement, right? I did not know about National Gorgeous Grandma's Day. And as I was doing my research, I found out about that. And I'm like, oh, my God. That is a great idea. Now, what can I do to help support this and kind of push the movement along? And so I started doing these pageants called the Gorgeous Grandmas of, right? And so what we did, I did the first one in Charlotte, North Carolina, because I have family there, and I figured that would be a nice place to do it. So we did the first one there. And it's a way to honor grandmas. And we did it around that day, July 23rd, the first one we did it. But, you can't, what would be really nice, and I was about to say you can't do it, but you can. If you had every city, let's say every major city in the United States doing National Gorgeous Grandma's Day on July 23rd of that year and doing something big to honor the grandmas. And so eventually that's where I'm hoping to be. So we can do that. So it's a thing that everybody knows about and everybody can find a way to celebrate. All right. So this year here in Hampton Roads, we did an event with Act 2 Boutique. And what we did was we said, they have these days where they give a certain percentage off for their products in the store. And what we did was we we had all the grandmas come from the Tidewater Grandma group and for the Hampton Roads group. We came, they wore their crowns and sashes, those that were crowned, and then they also, bought things, and they had a very good discount, and we had fun at the store. We did a little light fashion show. We did a photo shoot. That we had a good time.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Yes. And it's just a way, again, to honor grandmas. And grandmas are doing things, with the organization that they've never done before.
Yeah.
They've been in parades and all that. They're like, oh, my God, I've never done anything like this.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And, they get really excited about it. So it's a way to honor them because they deserve to be honored.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So why does gorgeous, or what does gorgeous really mean in the context of your organization? And why is it so powerful that you defined it?
So I think it's powerful because when we think about the word gorgeous, we most likely think about the outside.
Yeah.
But it's really from the inside out. It's about your attitude, how you present yourself. Are you kind? Are you doing community service? So the organization is not just about looks, but it's about being a part of a community and supporting your community. It's also about being gracious, being poised, those kinds of things, presenting yourself well. So the word gorgeous is not just the outer part of a person, but it's the complete package.
Yeah.
Can you present yourself well as a complete person? And do you have that gorgeous attitude where you're kind to other people, you're embracing other people and that sort of thing? So it's much deeper than just the outside.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's a local chapter here in Hampton Roads.
Oh, yes. There's a local one in Hampton Roads. There's one in Tidewater. And we're building one in the Richmond area. So we want them to be everywhere. We want every grandma to have a tribe, so to speak, to have a place they can go. Some people, it's like a sisterhood. Someone said last night, we were doing rehearsal last night. Someone said, this is about to be a sorority. I'm like, oh my God. But that's really, it's about the sisterhood. It's about that connectedness. And we had some powerful moments last night of people revealing themselves, pulling the curtain down, because, it's hard for some people to really connect, especially at a certain age. You don't think of having a lot of friends. You think of that as when you're young.
So how do you older? So how do you do that? How do you build that mentorship, that the friendships and the mutual support? How does that?
It kind of happens. It's so, because like last night just happened. It was so beautiful. And I almost cried because it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
There were about 8 of us, maybe about 10 of us all together, because I have a coach, a person who coaches the contestants, while they're working in the pageant. She coaches them on how to present themselves, how to walk, coming out on the stage, things like that. And so, and her name is Teddy Booker, and she is a fabulous person. She is a past runway model, she's been in print ads, all kinds of beautiful woman, and has a beautiful spirit. And so what she does is she works with the ladies around, showing them how to present themselves, how to pose, how to
empowerment.
Exactly. Yeah. And so in that process, we form bonds. We get to know each other. We encourage each other. Oh, girl, like when last night when they were walking out, they were clapping for each other. Yeah. You did that, girl. Oh my God, you did. Oh, they're not ready for us. Things like that, saying those kind of things. But it was a really beautiful moment. And then there's one lady who was with us last night, and that was her first time last night. And she was talking about how she overcame 3 years of being in a coma. And she said when she found out about this, when we met her last week, she said when she found out a bit about this, she was like, oh my God, this is my time right now. So her story was beautiful. I don't want to give her story away because it's, at the pageant, you'll probably hear about it. But it was a time for us to embrace her. And she said, and her song is, I'm Coming Out. Okay? Diana Ross song, I'm Coming Out. Because she said that's what she felt like. And everybody just clapped for her and they embraced her. So it just happens as a way of, of us being together and really supporting each other.
So it's suffice to say it's truly impacting lives.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And last time when we did the one in Hampton Roads, when we had the event, children and grandchildren were crying for their grandmas. They're like, oh my God, I've never seen my grandma look like that. I've never seen her act like this. I've never seen her this beautiful before.
This excited, this
it's
radiant.
Very exciting.
I can imagine. Yeah.
And I was really taken aback because I'm like, oh my God. And my son was there and my daughter and my son said, Mommy, do you realize what you're doing for people? And I thought I did, but until you actually see it happening before you, you just don't know the impact that it really makes.
Yeah. You know what we're seeing too, Dr. Marsha? We're seeing more grand families
Mm-hmm.
where grandmothers and grandfathers are primary caregivers.
Yes.
You see it at the mall. Like,
Yes.
you just see it.
Yes.
And there's a real need for support there.
Yes.
I mean, resources and community. How does Grandmas 2.0 support grandmothers who are raising grandchildren as primary caregivers?
Well, we have a couple of different ways that we do that. So number one, the Gorgeous Grandma Pageant that we're having on September 19th at Virginia Peninsula Community College, that is an event that we will raise, the money that we raise there, the event, will be to support some grand families in this immediate area. Last year we did one in Robeson County. We were able to take a family shopping for Christmas.
Oh, wonderful.
A grand family. This woman was raising, she had 2 grandchildren that she was raising. And we took them shopping. I mean, oh my God. And we turned it into a teachable moment. So we had the children make a list in advance. We had them put the prices of the things that they wanted, because, teaching them those math skills and that nothing in life is free. Everything costs, right? But you want to know what the cost is. And I said to them, okay, you got a budget. Here's the budget. They loved it. And so some of the grandmas, women like the queen of the Gorgeous Grandma Robeson County, the first runner-up, and I think the third runner-up, they all went with us to do the shopping, and the grandma was there. So it was a group effort, right? All of us. So we were teaching the children, we were talking to them, other people were watching us as we were doing this, and the ladies were wearing their crowns. So it got a lot of attention. We were in the newspaper and things like that. But this is one way that we help them by raising the funds to do that. Then we also focus on helping them with back to school, because that's another time when grand families may need a lot of support. Yeah. So not just at Christmas, but also back to school. So this year we're partnering with an organization who are doing back to school effort. It's called the Real People Educating Others in Williamsburg, Virginia. And so we're partnering with them to do an event where we're going to help collect. So from all the grandmas going to put in and collect some resources and materials, school supplies for the children. Then we're going to all be at the event wearing our crowns, our T-shirts and things like that, right? Just so that people will know who we are and supporting them. And so we're going to help support them doing in that way. So this will be before our event on September 19th. So we will still have money, and the money we raise for that will go towards the Christmas gifts, but we'll supply back to school supplies for the RPEO organization as well, and partnering with them. Okay. So, and grand families need additional support. So one other thing that we do, we just started a group called Grandma's Chance.
Grandma's Chance?
Grandma's Chance. And that group is really about providing peer support to those grandmas that are raising grandchildren. Because now I don't know how that is personally, but one of my queens, Miss Gladys Gray, is the person who decided to actually create that group, right, under Grandmas 2.0, because she herself raised her grandchildren. Mm-hmm. And so she said she knew what she went through, and she really had nobody to talk to. So just having somebody to talk to can make a difference in that grandma's life, right? Yeah. And so she wanted to start that, so we've been supporting her with that. We do monthly meetings in the Newport News area. And we provide, like I said, support. We invite guests to talk about what resources are in the community for grandmas. And it's a way for us to kind of give back and, again, provide community service.
Yeah. So it's important to combat isolation and foster connections, because that's so important, being alone as we age.
Yes. Because that doesn't help. You remember I was talking about the cognitive, the issues with a decline in your cognitive abilities. Being alone and isolated like that doesn't help that either, because you need people to get along. I always say to my friends, they say, well, you're so sociable, you talk to everybody. I'm like, because I need people. I need people in my life. I love people. Some people don't want to be around people, but I don't quite understand that personally, because I'm a people person. I like being around people. And so, but it's a way for us to stay connected, and it keeps our brain functioning as well. So. But those are just some of the things that we do. The Grandma's Chance, again, and the Gorgeous Grandmas pageant. It's a way for us to build some, provide some kind of community service for those grandmas I call them our peers. We may not be experiencing the same thing they're experiencing by raising children again, but we want to let them know that we support them. And eventually, one of the things that I want to do is to provide some training for them, because my background is early childhood, and that's what I teach as a professor. And so sometimes all the time I want grandmas to know the same way you raised your children, you might not be able to do that today, because we don't want you to catch a case, okay? Yeah. As Ron Isley says, don't catch a case, right? So we want to make sure you're equipped with the right kind of parenting styles, okay, the parenting tips.
Yeah,
that's important.
Yeah.
I'd hate to see a grandma, on charges for, right? So we don't want that. So eventually there's a curriculum. There's a curriculum called Parenting the Second Time Around.
Okay.
And so I purchased that curriculum just so we could do this sort of thing to help grandmas and grandpas as well. So, yeah.
Dr. Marsha, what's the biggest myth about grandmothers that you've noticed out there and you're determined to change through your work?
Well, there's so many, but the number one is that our time is up. That grandmas, okay, grandma, go somewhere, sit down. You've had your turn. It is our time now. And I really want to dispel that, because this is an opportune time. You have the wisdom of someone who's lived possibly 40, 50, 60 plus years.
Yeah.
Take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Because that is golden when you think about it.
Yeah.
That will curtail you from making mistakes that you don't have to make if you listen to what your grandma says.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Amen to that.
Yes.
Or your granddaddy.
Exactly. So don't make those mistakes.
Or your daddy. Yeah.
Exactly. Take that wisdom from those folks and use that wisdom. And they don't mind sharing. So we put together a book. We're on our third edition where we collected stories from grandmas about different things, and we call it Stories of Inspiration, because it's very inspirational, life lesson, and wisdom from grandmas. So grandmas give these tidbits, these life lessons all the time in these stories, and women are doing some phenomenal things out here. And so we can learn from those things. The younger generation can learn from those things. Now, we can also learn from them. It's a two-way street, right? Because that's where the technology comes in, right? And even with your emotional being, because I notice with children today, and I always say these millennials are interesting, because they will tell you when they're not feeling something. Like a young lady said to me, she said, well, right now I'm experiencing some anxiety, so I can't. I said, okay. Yeah. I can remember if I would have told my mama, right now I can't wash these dishes because right now I'm experiencing some anxiety. She would have said, girl, if you don't get I'm going to show you anxiety. Right?
You take you an anxiety.
Right. You thought you got you're a little anxious now. Wait till I get through with you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love that they know they have this self-awareness that we were afraid to have.
You're right. I've
Right.
seen it in my kids. Yeah, they've had things I wouldn't think about, and they think you didn't, and it's like, well, you know what? You're right.
Exactly.
Certain attitudes, societal attitudes things I would put up with. It's like, I'm not doing that.
Right. Right.
I didn't like the way this happened.
I know. I'm like, oh, okay. I can respect that.
Yeah. But look, Dr. Marsha, we were almost having time. We're going to have to do another show. But
I know that's right.
Yeah, but look, let's talk about what's coming up.
Okay.
Talk to us some more, again, about this fall, Saturday, September 19th, from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Mary T. Christian Center, the Gorgeous Grandmas of Hampton Roads 2026 event. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so this event, oh my God, we are so excited about this event. The grandmas are so excited about it because not only will they get a chance to be on stage in front of friends and family and community, but they also could possibly win a crown and a sash, right?
Okay.
That they will wear for a full year.
All right.
And they will then engage in some community service activities of their choice. We do meetups, we get together, we talk. And we are trying to become a little bit more, we want the community to become a little bit more aware of what we do.
Okay.
So this year, for example, we went to the prom. So we
to the prom.
Yeah, we went to the prom.
Were you chaperoning or?
No, we weren't chaperone. We were at the prom, right? So what we did,
Who wants their grandma at the prom, Dr. Marsh? Hold up.
People loved it. People said, "Well, who are you ladies?" Right? Because we had crowns on and everything. Right? It was so funny. And what we did was we actually supported a couple of young ladies who maybe couldn't have afforded. They couldn't afford to maybe do their own hair and get their own hair and nails done. So we got their hair and nails done. And we went to the prom to take pictures with them.
Okay.
Right? And so the teachers came out and talked to us like, what are you guys doing here? You know, we were taking pictures. We were dressed in gowns and crowns. Yeah, we had a really nice time. So those kind of things.
Who can attend that September 19th event, and who's eligible to participate?
So if you're a grandma, you're eligible to participate. Okay. All you have to be is a grandma from this Hampton Roads area.
Grandma. How many? How old are grandmothers?
Well, today's grandma could be as young as 35.
Okay.
You know, some grandmas are that young. So a grandma can be over 100. You know, so any grandma within that age range or beyond is
40 years
eligible.
Or younger.
Yes, they are eligible.
Okay.
And anybody can come to this event. It's open to the public. Right? It's going to be on the campus. It's going to be secure. It's a beautiful campus, Virginia Peninsula Community College.
Talk to me about tickets and registration.
Yes, and tickets are only $30, right? And you will be there from about 4 to 7, for example. We start at 4, and we have a great MC, Mr. Charles Gates. He is head of the NAACP for the Williamsburg, James City, and York County area.
Okay.
And a beautiful, beautiful man with the beautiful spirit. Now, he's a grandpa himself. Mm-hmm. So this will be the first time we've ever had a male be the MC of our show. Usually we do a grandma. Yeah. But we thought we would shake it up a little bit this year, right? We have male escorts to escort the ladies out on the stage. We have a group called the GOATs, they call themselves. Gentlemen of Admired Threads, and they're out of the Norfolk and the Tidewater area. And then we have some local guys as well that with a group called Senior Mahogany Models that also escort the ladies. So this is something to see. They'll be wearing gowns. Yes, they'll be wearing, the grandmas will be wearing gowns as well. So this event is going to be none other, probably something you've never seen before. So how many times have you seen a grandma in a pageant?
Never.
Okay. Yeah. So this will be your first time. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Any sponsorship opportunities?
Yes. Yep. We are looking for sponsors, businesses who really want to partner with us. And we have a souvenir program booklet that we put together with all the contestants in. We'll put our sponsors in there. So we have a different sponsors packages ranging from $250 all the way up to $1,000. And so we want local businesses to support us. So if you know a grandma that you want to support, please call us. You can reach us online at Grandmas2.0. That's GRANDMAS, the number 2, the word point, POINT, lowercase o, the letter O, .com. So Grandmas2.0.com. We have vendor opportunities as well. We have a few more slots left. Okay. And the space is going to be really beautiful for the vendors. It's glass, you can see. And if you're a retailer, you want a lot of space. You know, you can put all your materials, your clothing or whatever. We're looking for all kinds of vendors. And because it's a family friendly, kids will be there. We're even looking for an ice cream vendor who can set up outside and dip some ice cream for the kids, okay? Yeah, so it's going to be nice. We'll have food vendors as well. So Dr.
Marsha, if a grandmother's listening right now and she's feeling isolated maybe and ready to step into her 2.0 era, what's your message to her today, right now?
I would say you can do it. First of all, you need to come out of the house, okay? You need to think about some things that maybe you wanted to do, you always wanted to do, and you haven't done yet. Let's do it. We will show you how to do it. Okay, we will partner with you. We will hold your hand, whatever you need. We will encourage you because guess what? We are all in this together. And it's so important as a grandma that you know that there's a tribe out there for you. And it's called Grandmas 2.0. So come on out. Let's get to your 2.0 version.
Dr. Marsha McLean, we have to leave it there. Thank you so much for being here and for the incredible work you're doing here in Hampton Roads. And if you're listening and you're ready to redefine what it means to be a grandmother, Grandmas 2.0 is your movement. This is Dale Murray. You've been listening to Hampton Roads Perspectives. Until next time, stay empowered, stay connected, and remember, your next chapter starts now.
Thank you.
This has been Hampton Roads Perspectives. If you would like to share information about an organization or event to be featured on a future program, please send us an email. The address is hrp@audacy.com or write to Odyssey, 236 Clearfield Avenue, Suite 206, Virginia Beach, Virginia, 23462. The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of its participants and do not necessarily reflect those of Odyssey Radio. Hampton Roads Perspectives is a public service of Odyssey.